Hey everyone, welcome back to She Verse Podcast. I'm your host, Brittany Show, and today's guest is Eric. Hi, Eric.
Hey, Brooke.
Thank you so much for being a guest today.
Oh my gosh, thank you. I love it. I think podcasts and podcasters rule the world. So
Yeah,
it's a
we're coming up.
yep, you are.
So, can you tell my listeners a little bit about your journey?
Oh wow. Okay. Well, we jump right in. Okay. Well, I think I came to you today because I've recently written a book about how I lost 200 pounds and I've kept it off for 20 years. So that is my journey. So, a good chunk of the book was how I gained 200 pounds to begin
Wow.
with. There it is, Emotional Eater. That's the title of it. And that's the moniker that I take because I am an emotional eater through and through. And that is what
Me too.
I needed to get past in order to lose the weight.
Yes. It's surprising that you said that because I right now currently weigh 200 and something pounds. So it I
Okay.
mean I'm an emotional eater as well. So
Yeah, there are a lot of us out there. And I think the thing that breaks my heart the most in life is when I see people living a life where they aren't living up to their full potential and are clearly not comfortable in their skin. And a lot of the time I think because I've been down the road of being very overweight, I being heavy it's hard. It's hard on the body and it's hard on the soul. And I think that the thing that breaks my heart the most about it is when people are heavy, you can just tell when someone is not comfortable in their own skin. And all of the diets and the programs that are out there are great. They serve the purpose, but none of them, they all skip the chapter on how do we stop putting things in our mouth when we don't want to.
yes, that's true. So can you tell us a little bit about your book? Is that a little bit about some of it? I want to know more about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I grew up, and can I just say, just looking through all of your recent guests that you've had on your podcast, I just love and I want to applaud the diversity of people that you speak with, from a country western singer to a fantasy writer, and and also just the fact that I can be on your podcast and people might look at the two of us and like from the outside we probably have as different of lives as two people can have, but I think what it boils down to is we're all so much alike inside. But when you have a conversation between two people that are different, I think it's so much more of a rich conversation.
Yes, yes.
And I'll and my book begins with growing up gay and very fat in a small town in southern Minnesota, which is a very particular story. But I think so many of us grow up in life just feeling different and like we don't belong. And the way that I coped by feeling like I didn't belong and by being different and by being bullied was to go to food
Mhm.
and to comfort myself with food. And I think the thing that, like people always jump and say, well, tell me how you lost the weight. And one of the first things I'll say is, well, the first thing that you have to admit is, I mean, food is glorious.
Yes.
Eating is fabulous. It's just delicious. And it's a treat and it's an escape and
Mhm.
it's fun. And I I finally started to see some success in the weight loss world when I accepted the fact that I think I will always be an emotional eater. I think it might just be a thread in my tapestry of being.
Mhm.
And once I got past the trying to all the dieting perfectionisms, that I can never have this, I can never have that, I have to meditate and sip water anytime I have the urge to eat, and just
Mhm.
face the fact I think this is always going to be with me on some realm, and I have to just make friends with it.
Mhm.
That's when I started being able to really lose the weight. And I I I still binge from time to time
Mhm.
when I need that emotional release, but it's just that I now binge on different things.
Yeah, like healthier foods you binge on now, or is it?
Healthier foods. I've got a few that are some of my favorites, um, like a Wassa cracker, which is a brand of cracker. I don't know if it's we have it up here, whereas you can have a good amount of those for 200 calories. So I will eat those emotionally. And as a release, and someone might say, well, gosh, is that just really might there still be issues down there
Mhm.
that need to be addressed if you're doing that? To which I will say, yes, quite possibly. But I would rather do that and get on with the act of losing the weight than
Mhm.
to try to be a perfectionist about it.
That's true. That's true. What was your hardest like part to write in your book or your chapter, like the chapter?
Oh, yeah. It's so interesting you say that because, I'm writing a lot about being bullied just
Mhm.
terrible in high school,
Oh.
and the whole idea of coming out. And
Mhm.
then, the book came out, and I was like, oh my gosh, I just really bared a lot of stuff there. And there
Mhm.
was sort of this feeling of being naked in public at first. But then, I started speaking to people, going to book clubs, talking to different people who've read the book. And, the things that I went through, they're almost just like metaphors for things that other people have gone through as well, just in different forms.
Yes.
So I think talking and writing about the things that were embarrassing about being teased and always feeling so uncomfortable about myself were difficult things to put out there. But I just thought, I can't do this unless it's going to be honest. And I was just hoping that those were the things that would help other people, because I think so much of it about is about just not feeling like you're alone in
Mhm.
all of this.
Yes, that's true. What helped you get like what motivated you to lose the weight? Was it you just wasn't happy with yourself anymore, like with how you looked, or?
Well, yeah, I mean, I was always so unhappy and uncomfortable
Mhm.
being heavy. I was never one of those people, God bless them, who could feel that sense of body positivity no
Mhm.
matter what the size. I could just never get there.
Mhm.
And I mean, when I hit 380, it was frightening for sure. But I can tell you, I needed the release of the eating so much
Mhm.
that that really wasn't even what did it for me. And okay, Brooke, I'm just gonna lay it out there and
Mhm.
tell you what it was that got me going. I was in college, and I had a roommate, a guy who was an athlete, and he said he would help me start to work out and exercise. And quite frankly, I had the hugest crush on him, so I wanted to go down that road with him. And so just getting out and moving a little with him
Mhm.
and wanting to impress him got me to lose the weight. And obviously, that isn't like a sustainable approach. You can't lose all that weight just to impress a boy.
Mhm.
But I do think that success breeds success. So if you have a little bit of success, that's why I say to people, if you can just find some way to lose a little bit of the weight,
Mhm.
it'll feel so encouraging that that in itself will be kind of a psychological adrenaline that'll keep you going. So that's what got me started.
Oh.
And I will tell you, there was also something kind of cosmic in that just moving away from home
Mhm.
and from the small town, I swear there was just something psychically, a lot of the weight just left from that. It's like I didn't need that protection any
Mhm.
longer. It wasn't all of it, but it was a part of it. But I can tell you, once I got the first 100 pounds were the easiest.
Mhm.
You know, when you're in your 20s and you're 380 pounds,
Mhm.
it's pretty easy to lose like 5 to 7 pounds in a week.
Wow.
Comes off that quick. Uh, and then I got down to being just about 100 pounds overweight. And I discovered this thing called jazzercise, if anyone has ever heard of it. And it was sort of the secret to exercise for me, in that I had always been really drawn to dance and to being a dancer and wishing I was a dancer. And then I discovered jazzercise, where I was dancing for an hour a day in this exercise class. And it's like I was reclaiming a little part of my past
Mm.
that I dreamt of, but I could never do. And I think that's like the secret to exercise. If you can reclaim some lost part of yourself, like bicycling when you were a kid or dancing if you always wanted to be. And that was a really huge turning point for me right there. And again, success bred success. I
Mhm.
lost some weight. I started eating just tons of steamed vegetables for supper.
Mhm.
And it was just like a positive cycle
Yeah.
going that way.
Nice. I was gonna ask you what are a few of the things that you eat that are healthier now, because I need to get on that train because I now like when I get pizza, I usually get the veggie pizza or the veggie
Yes.
pastas now, so I can
Y-
eat vegetables. But
There you go. Well, you know, I can tell you, um, I eat vegetables like as my number one go to begin with, and filling up on those. I I will tell you, I will never have a normal relationship with food. And I almost consider myself lucky in that I just know that I can't even begin chocolates, cakes,
yeah,
cookies, certainly not having them in the house. I
yeah,
just don't even go there out and about. And I find myself very lucky in that I can have things like apples, bananas, yogurt, and those sorts of things, and I can get my sweet tooth satisfied that way.
yeah. That's what I've been doing, but for some reason I ain't losing the weight, and I'm like, how come that's not happening? Maybe I need
Well,
to move around more.
well, you know what can I tell? Yes. Well, okay, two things there. Um, I am a calorie counter, as in I do count calories every day on an app called the Lose It app,
Oh.
because I know that it is a slippery slope for me.
Mhm.
Even though I don't have a desire to lose any more weight, but I just need to keep that check on myself. So I do track my food. And I think anyone who is having trouble losing the weight, I would encourage them to just do that for a while until you learn what 1,500 calories are in a day, 1,800 calories are in a day. And you might be surprised at probably how many more calories you're consuming than you think you are. I know it surprises me
Mhm.
every time that I haven't been counting and then I get back on it and I'm like, oh, this is 2,200 calories, which
Mhm.
is about what I need to maintain my weight.
Yeah. Okay.
So track your calories.
And what is it called again? I need
It's
to write
the
this.
Yeah, it's a free app. It's called Lose It. So just go to your app store, type in Lose It, like Lose, space IT. It's the Lose It app. And you can just start tracking your calories. It's very easy to use. You can scan foods. It starts to save the foods that you use all the time. You can enter your weight. You can enter a goal weight. Say when you want to be that goal weight. It'll
Mhm.
tell you, okay, Brooke, you get 1,200 calories in the day. Start tracking. So I would just tell anyone, I would tell you, anybody, just to do that, to kind of get a good sense of just how much your body needs to lose weight, to maintain weight, etc.
That's nice. I'm gonna download that. So, do you do any coaching or anything?
Like receive coaching or give coaching.
Yeah, give coaching, like
I
tell
just
people.
just through this format. The book is my coaching, and just talking to people on podcasts and book clubs is really a joy for me. And then, people in my everyday life as well.
Wow, I think you should be a coach. I don't
Oh,
know why.
well, thank
Like you
you.
seem so motivational. Like you
Well,
can motivate
well,
people.
well, thank you. You're very kind. And you know what? I've been there. I'm a 5-star world class emotional eater. I've been big. I know what it's like not to feel comfortable in your skin.
Mhm,
I understand, I think more than anyone on this earth, what it is like to not be able to stop eating when you want to lose weight.
mhm,
So I've just developed a lot of little hacks. I used to think I, I always have had the theory for a long time in my life, I had to find ways to be able to eat big and emotionally when I need it, like with the healthy foods, because I always felt food will always win.
mhm,
Food is like the Las Vegas casino. The food will always win out. But I've come around to trust myself a little bit more and believe that I can challenge that
mhm,
belief sometimes. It's always when I'm feeling stressed or nervous, and just like over silly little things like at work, if I feel like I can't figure something out on my computer, if I forgot to email someone and they call me and I feel like I did something wrong,
mhm,
or if it's something simple like I can't, you know, get a shelf from IKEA put
mhm,
together right, I instantly go I want to go to food to
mhm,
ease that feeling of not feeling right, of being a stupid little fat kid yet.
mhm,
But if I can just pause a moment and challenge myself and just say, uh, it's okay. There is absolutely nothing in this world worth you eating and sabotaging your desires to get down to your true weight.
mhm.
Because I think when we get down to our true weights, we really uncover who we really are. And that's where we can feel most comfortable in our skin.
Yes, I
And that's what
love.
it's about, I
You're
think,
right.
to just feel comfortable in your own skin.
You're right. You're right. You're 1,000% right. And where can my listeners find your book?
Yeah, well, you can go to my website, emotional-eater.com,
Mhm.
or you go to Amazon. I can tell you, you type in emotional eater in Amazon, it's the first book that pops up.
Oh, nice, nice.
And it's on sale if your readers or your listeners are on Kindle, it's on sale right now for $2.99.
Ooh, let me get Kindle.
Yeah. And you can read, you can get the Kindle app for your smartphone too and read on that. I like to read on my Kindle app because I always have a book with me at,
Yes,
at the dentist's office or wherever you're waiting.
yes, definitely. So, for my last and final question before I let you go, what advice would you give my listeners who are on a weight loss journey?
Okay. Well, I'm going to say a couple small things here. I'm going to say if you can do whatever you need to do to lose that first 10 pounds, if it's to join Weight Watchers, if it is to join a program, if it is to get the Lose It app and count down, if it is just to white knuckle through your emotional eating for a couple weeks, just lose that 5, 10 pounds. It'll be so motivating and you'll feel so good about yourself. Keep going. It'll keep you going. Find that exercise that you love, that you hate to miss.
Mhm.
Mine, I have a recumbent stationary bike. And if I won the lottery, I would give a recumbent stationary bike to everyone who needed to lose weight and get some exercise. Find that thing that you hate to miss every day. And I think, remember, nothing, nothing is worth you getting off the track of fulfilling your weight loss goal. And you can do anything you want in life as long as you are kind and respectful of others. You can do anything.
Yes, yes, I love that. I want to thank you so much, Eric, for being a guest on my podcast today.
Thanks for having me, Brooke. It was a treat meeting you and being on here.
You have a great day, and thank you so much.
Yep, same to you. Bye bye.
Bye. Hey everyone, I want to thank you all so much for listening to my interview with Eric. If you would like to purchase his book, you can go on his website, like he said. It's emotional-eater.com, and it's posted on the very first page, and you can get his book, or you can go to Amazon and purchase his book as well. So I want to thank you all so much for listening, and see you next time for the next interview. Bye.